Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. If there is one thing that elevates the blood pressure of synth people, it is being cut off from a constant supply of fresh gear, and it is no secret that the current chip shortage brought many of us to the verge of despair. However, there was a time when technically more advanced integrated circuitry seemed to be available in abundance. Today we are going to talk about the DX100. This compact 1986 FM keyboard is arguably the most discussed instrument based on Yamaha's legendary 4-operator chips that are not only the beating heart of other Korg and Yamaha synths, but in slightly different form also found their way into gaming consoles and whatever this is. How is this micro Korg shaped 80s relic different from its relatives close and far? At the first glance, the DX100 is ticking all the honey I shrunk the DX7 boxes. Classic Hatsune Miku color scheme, an even more classic hyper-minimalist DX UI, and I'm pretty sure the nation is divided on the non-velocity sensitive mini keys and the keytar strap buttons. Although you can unleash almost unlimited sonic possibilities by just randomly tweaking parameter 13, it can be assumed that most 80s artists just wanted presets, FME pianos, housey organs, funky clavinets, a nice celesta, synth sounds both dystopian and with a smooth, cheesy crust, inescapable bells, and last but certainly not least, DAT bass. Once you managed to overcome the initial disgust, the DX100 is straightforward and easy to use. Select an algorithm, tune the carriers, shape the overtone spectrum with the modulators, let it evolve over time by dialing in the slightly irritating envelopes, and add more drama with the LFO. The synth engine is 8-voice polyphonic. It doesn't offer amenities like splits, layers, multi-timbrality, FX or multiple waveforms, but there's portamento, and the pitch and mod wheels are super stylish. That's all fine and dandy, but why does this little keyboard go for prices you can get an OG DX7 for? First of all, it was used by Roger Troutman for his iconic talkbox sounds and has become the go-to synth for this application. Make sure you have a top-notch dental plan before you try this yourself. Secondly, the DX100 has a reputation of being the dirtiest of the bunch, which made it particularly interesting for more or less every electronic music producer from FX Twin to David Guetta and everybody in between. I compared the solid bass patch to that of my FB01, and although both machines are based on the same chip, the DX100 seems to slap a lot harder. According to 8-Bit Keys channel, the DX100 uses the same main PCB as the DX27. I've honestly never used a breath controller. There's a battery compartment, you can back up sound using tape and MIDI dump, and they don't make ads like this anymore, which is a pity.
The Yamaha DX100 synthesizer. Anything's possible.
Thanks to Asifeh for lending me his mint DX100. The Yamaha DX100 seems like yet another generic and scaled down digital vintage keyboard with a very limited feature set. Is it worth the premium? You have already heard the DX100 in today's intro tune. It certainly has character, but I'm still not sure if it's a good one. Time for a classic one synth, one drum machine jam. Now that's what I would call an old school techno animal. The bass tone is literally solid, the synth is artifact ridden like a museum, and I was surprised to find it more tweakable than a DX7. I wanna know if we can get some freaky 80s ballad sounds out of the DX100. Interesting. Again, the synth is a great source of dirty basses and weird stuff, but I would probably get a cleaner FM synth for the leads and pads. Many people acquire the DX100 for only one sound. Let's try 5 or 6 other ones in this I shouldn't have done the second one FM Hammondelic organ bass warehouse house dance off. In spite of the technical similarities to other vintage FM synths, working with the DX100 feels profoundly different. It's hard to say if it's the converters or the analog output stage, but I do understand why some people consider it to be more desirable than its siblings. At the same time, these sonic peculiarities turn it into a very specialized instrument, and dialing in some of the more conventional FM sounds can be a challenge, at least for recreational FM users like me. The DX100 is certainly no studio workhorse like the DX7. It's more like a mud-encrusted Chicago house and Detroit techno talkbox pack donkey that sounds like a roided up Sega Genesis and looks like an 80s home keyboard. I'll take 2. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show.